Hi, Zesties. Okay, well, today I'm eating Boudin, Hush Puppies, and cornbread. So, I'm sorry, I still have not really figured out like the best angles and everything. I feel like. Give me 1 second. Actually, you know what? I can't figure it out, so this is the best you're gonna get, okay? So. As I said, today I'm eating Boudin Hush Puppies and cornbread. The Hush Puppies were very difficult. Like, I followed a recipe, you know what I mean? And of course my Cajun mayo. You want a bite? Mmm. It's good though. Mmm. Yum. Yum. Come on, focus. Focus. Why are you focusing? Whatever. But anyway, like, with the recipe, um, it's kind of like a wet batter, And you just kind of it's like a fritter. So you have to like get it on the spoon and kind of like flick it off into the oil. You can't air fry. If you watch me, you know that I like to air fry every chance I get. You can't air fry these. So, mm, they're good though. But I feel that I should have just done my regular Boudin balls, but to be honest, these are better. Not gonna lie. But like, they're supposed to float. And I don't know why. But mine just wouldn't float. Like only a couple of them did. I'm really getting good at that cornbread now, huh? Mm. Mm-hmm. Man, you guys, my cornbread is so good. But anyway, like, I tried to use one pot because I knew I was going to be making a bunch of them, so I wanted to use a big pot, right? They were just falling right to the bottom and sticking. Um, so then I use this thing called the Fry Daddy, which is like basically like a little mini deep fryer with a basket and everything. And that worked and everything, but I had to scrape it off of the basket, you know? Except for like the couple that floated and like worked right, you know? So I'm like, I don't know what I was doing wrong or what. This is my first time ever making hush puppies, so you know, maybe I should have put the batter in the fridge or the freezer. Like, I always do that with my Boudin balls, but the recipe I watched, they weren't doing that. They were just straight up, you know. And, you know, usually I air fry my Boudin balls. But they're like harder, you know? They're like a ball. Hush puppies are like a fritter, so you have to deep fry them, I think, at least. Yeah. I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed in them, but I feel like you watching are going to say, oh, they look so good. You know what I mean? But hey, you know, you live, you learn. If I want to be I was happy today because one of the chefs I look up to, she wrote on my fried green tomatoes and cornbread video, oh, next when I'm back in Tampa Bay area, I need to try that or something like that. And that made me very happy, so thank you. Shout out to my friends Philip and Emily, too, who asked me to shout them out. Hi. But anyway, you know, those hush puppies were tough. Like, they were... I'm gonna have to rewatch the video, but I don't know exactly what the resolution to that is. I feel like the Cajuns or Southerners or whatever are just using really deep pots and using like gallon of oil and like reusing the oil and stuff like that. Like stuff that I can't figure out how to do. I really like these, but I don't know if I'll do them again. I feel like I have to avenge myself, but they were kind of like, you know, a hassle to make and super oily and super messy and whatever. So I don't know if I'll make them again, but I have to do all the southern stuff I can before Winn-Dixie closes, which is devastating. Well, pretty soon I'm going to be living in a food desert. Which is crazy to me because I live in like a millionaire neighborhood. Like literally the neighborhood I'm living in. Probably most people who like own homes here, aside from a couple like apartment complexes around here, Probably like most homeowners here are millionaires. And there's no grocery store. Like literally when Winn-Dixie closes in a month, which I'm devastated about because there's nothing out here. It's a ghost town. It's a food desert. There's the beautiful ocean, deserted ocean, which is great. But there's nothing. And I miss Tampa, and now I miss St. Pete. I was only there for 2 months before I moved out here to the beach. I miss St. Pete now. But you know what? When I become rich and famous, I can live wherever I want. Manifesting. Ooh, it is manifested. But like anyway, when Winn-Dixie closes and Aldi's coming, and I'm just like, oh, that's terrible that my only grocery store near me is going to be Aldi. But when Winn-Dixie closes, this area is actually a food desert. No grocery store. And that's crazy to me. Like, and I get that this is like a retirement and vacation area. You know? You guys, my cornbread's good. This might be better than the soul food cornbread. I wish one of my girls could taste this. I really do. I wish one of my girls could taste this cornbread. I think I made better cornbread than them. I think I made better cornbread than them. But anyway, when Winn-Dixie closes, I'm going to be living in a food desert. And I'm just like, that is crazy to me because you'd think that on the beach in Florida, it would be like, and I know that there was a devastating hurricane here last year, so like a lot of this area, like most of the businesses are closed down because they got destroyed, you know? Even like, the only reason that I'm living here is because my friend's house was destroyed by the hurricane. So while he rebuilds his house, we are all renting out this house. And I was living in a tiny studio in St. Pete, which was great. But, you know, I was like, might as well. I don't think I'm doing hush puppies again. I'm so mad. I was like, you know what? I might as well move into this like beach mansion. It's practically a mansion where I'm living. There's like 3 stories. Let me see. There's 3 stories, an elevator. There's like a terrace on top. It's really nice. So and you know, my room I'm living in right now is bigger than my room I'm living in right now is probably a similar size to my last apartment, you know? So, yeah. But I miss St. Pete, man. Because, you know, my most popular videos so far were my crab review videos. And if I still lived in St. Pete, I could just, on a whim, go get those crabs. But I only discovered the crabs after moving here. I didn't know St. Pete got down with the crabs like that. Had I known that St. Pete was like the seafood capital, crab city, I would have stayed. You know what I mean? I would have stayed. But anyway, all in due time. You know what? When I'm rich and famous, I can live wherever I want. My penthouse, I can do downtown St. Pete. I'll live wherever I want. So how are my lovely zesties? I hope you're all doing well. Man, you know what? Sometimes I think, like, because today I spent a lot more time cooking. And to be honest, I've been spending more time cooking since I've been out here because, like, in Tampa, I was living walking distance from Walmart. And I was making a lot more, like, quick food or convenient food. Like, out here, you kind of have to cook from scratch, you know what I mean? Because you're very limited with, like, your groceries and stuff. So I kind of, like, have to cook from scratch. I can't really be, you know, whatever I cooked in Tampa, I can't cook here. Or it would take a lot of finagling. So, like, I kind of have to cook from scratch. And part of me thinks, you know, I should have just been working today. Like, I should have just been all day working instead of cooking. But if I ever want to blow up or whatever, I have to make videos, and I like doing cooking videos, so, you know. But yeah, I don't think I'm doing hush puppies again. And you know what? A lot of people get on me for using the air fryer. They're like, oh, you know, that's not like the real way of doing it. You know what? Team air fryer all the way. I definitely am going to prioritize from now on recipes involving the air fryer. Because this is just so complicated and crazy and messy and everything. I definitely want to do more air fryer recipes. My Boudin balls, I do them in the air fryer, and they don't give me any of these problems. So, except I do need to buy a new air fryer. But, ooh, all in due time, zesties. I don't know if I can finish my cornbread. I really did my freaking thing with the cornbread though. I think I'm too full, Zesties. The cornbread came out so crazy good today, though. Okay, well, anyway. Bye, Zesties.